I'm UGroh, and welcome to UGrow with me. Now, I've created this channel because I want to help people that are in the same position that I was once in. When I graduated high school, I really had no guidance. I didn't have anybody to show me what to do next, to explore my options, to explore life a bit more, to go for my dreams and to pursue what I love to do for a living. It just wasn't there for me. And so I decided to just go to college like everybody else, you know. I feel like it's very too common in society today that everybody just decides to follow the herd because we're not, taught any better as we go through school and whatnot. It's honestly sold as like the right thing to do. Like successful, smart people go to college, and if you don't, then you're not those things. Which is, I think people today are waking up to realizing that that's not the case. That there are other options. But when I graduated high school, that people weren't really realizing that yet, or the effect that student loan debts had, or at least that wasn't shared with me back then. And so, I just decided to go to college, and I declared as a sport management major simply because I knew that I loved to play sports. That was it. I just knew that I loved to play sports, and I was like, I guess I'll figure it out along the way. Something will come to me. And I realized that something wasn't going to come. Just nothing in the business side of sports seemed to really appeal to me. I didn't want to be an agent or a scout. I didn't want to work in marketing or just anything. Just nothing jumped out to me. There was nothing that I could point to me like, that's it. Like, that's what I want to do with the rest of my life. That's what's going to get me up and out of bed and be excited to go to work every day. I wanted that. I wanted to be happy, and I wanted to be financially free, and I wanted to be excited about my life. I wanted to do what I was passionate about and wake up and just love my life. And, I didn't think that was going to happen for me if I kept just following the same path that I was following. And, I became incredibly fortunate to meet a man that would change my life forever. And that was a professor of mine, I believe it was my second year, possibly third year of college, my second year, who, he walked into class on the first day, and he just began to speak to us just so passionately, with just such enthusiasm about how he loved to do what he got to do every single day. He told us that he felt like he was just on vacation every day of his life, and that he wouldn't trade it for anything. And he took it a step further and told us that if we were willing to listen to him and take on some of the challenges that he provided with us and do some of the assignments and readings that he would give us, that we would have drastically changed our lives by the end of that course and really be on the path of life that we want it to be on. And I listened to everything he said, because I could just tell that he was being authentic. He was being real with us, and he actually wanted to have a positive effect on our lives. And I became even more lucky because it turned out that this man was not only my professor, but he was the advisor that was assigned to me for my major. So as soon as I found that out, which was on the first day of class, I started going to his office hours once or twice a week, every single week for the rest of my college career. I mean, I wanted to be like this man. I wanted to do what I loved for a living. I wanted to be that passionate. I wanted to wake up and not feel like I was going to a job every day. And he was financially free. All these things I wanted to be. So I figured who better to go to than this man who's offering his time to us. So I went, and he really would sit there and listen to me. He would ask questions. He would answer questions that I had for him. He would guide me. He would show me things that I could read, things that I could do, to make the changes in my life that I wanted to make, that sometimes I didn't even see at the time were possible for me. He really believed in me and showed me that, I didn't have to live with any limitations, that I could do anything that I really wanted to do, and I could figure out what I love to do, and I could do that for a living. So throughout the rest of my college career, I really became obsessed with just happiness, just living happy, discovering what I would love to do for a living, and then doing that. So with his guidance, and I didn't realize it at the time, but just doing naturally what I wanted to do, what was joyful to me, I began just reading obsessively, just learning concepts, learning tools and practices, picking up wisdom, and I would apply all these things to my life so I could really get a good understanding of them, not just read it and forget it. I would truly understand these things and be able to learn from them and better my own life because of it. And then a couple years later, I graduated, and I couldn't meet with him as much. And to respect his time, I couldn't be calling him constantly. He had hundreds of other kids to mentor and advise and teach. And so I was just grateful for the time that I had with him, and I knew it was my time to go out into the world and take 100% responsibility for my own life and figure things out in my own way. But as it does to everybody, life hit pretty hard after college, just going through different things here and there. And I realized that I had to get a job pretty quickly, because I believe it's the case for most people that student loans hit 6 months after you graduate. So I knew that was my responsibility. It wasn't going to be on my parents or anybody else to handle that. And so I went, I got my first job a few months out of college, maybe 2 months. And it was an office desk job. I was sitting there staring at a computer for 8 hours a day, doing work that I felt I could have done in middle school. It was mind-numbing. And, I had a very negative mindset prior to meeting my mentor. And then I completely changed that to a positive one. But once I got into this job, that kind of came rushing back a little bit, because I hated it. I couldn't see the value in it. I couldn't see the benefit of sitting there. And, the question just kept popping into my mind. How would I feel with myself if this were the last day of my life and I just let myself sit here and do this? To just waste my life away. That's what it felt like to me. Just working for somebody else, doing work that I didn't feel connected to at all. It was super unfulfilling. It was just working for a paycheck, and not even that great of a paycheck. So I quit. 8 days, I quit. I couldn't take it, and to some people in my life back then at that time that looked incredibly irresponsible. It looked like I was, burdening my parents and whatnot, who, I was fortunate to have helped me out financially for a little bit, but it was a great decision, because it was on a day like that I decided I wasn't going to settle for a mediocre, just boring, mind-numbing life. I wasn't going to waste my life away like so many people in society do, because they just don't believe in themselves. They haven't had somebody believe in them, or they don't know better. And, after that, I really got back on just being incredibly positive and optimistic, and I was determined to figure out what I love to do, and I was going to make that a living for myself. I was going to make a career out of that. I was going to wake up every single day and just feel so passionate and enthusiastic about doing what I was doing, and I was going to help people with it. And eventually it clicked that I was already doing what I love to do. I haven't mentioned this to you guys yet, but over all this time, all the things I would learn through my readings and studying and whatnot, I would use that and share that information with people in my life to help them. I was doing the same things that my professor, advisor, mentor had done for me. I was listening to them, I was keeping their best interests in mind, and I was guiding them, giving them things, tools, practices, wisdom, and guidance so that they could live happier, they could be free, and they could do what they love, or even just solve necessary, just solve problems and issues that would come into their lives. And I would be there for them to support them, guide them, believe in them, inspire them to achieve their dreams and believe that they could overcome whatever it is that they had to overcome and get to where they wanted to go to in life. So I was just doing that naturally. And I was like, well, this is something, I could really do this for a living. And I had some friends believe in me, and as I would talk to them about this, to them it was a no-brainer. Like, yeah, that's always what I believe that you should do. I was like, man, I didn't realize that myself this whole time. And so, I got jobs. I worked taking care of plants for a little bit. I've done some carpentry, so flipping houses and stuff like that. Just to have finances handled in the meantime. But then I decided that this is what I was going to do for a living. I wanted to be a mentor. I wanted to be an advisor for others. And so I started offering my help, my service to my family and friends for free. And I did that for a while. For probably a year and a half, I just got better at it and better at it and better at it. And it was so fulfilling to me to help people in this way, to see that I was actually making a difference and getting them a step closer to happiness and achieving their dreams, doing what they love, and all these things that I mentioned. And so I decided that this is it. This is what I'm going to do for a living. And I created my own online advising service. I'm in the works of creating my own group mentoring service that I'm combining with my passion of playing sports. So I'm super excited about that. But my point is that this is the purpose of this channel. I've been there where millions of young kids are at in their lives today. I've been to that point where you graduate high school, you don't know what to do. Maybe even older people who are just tired of their careers or need some accountability in their lives, need somebody to help them, to listen to them, to guide them, to help them make changes. And that's what I want to offer with this channel. I want to provide you guys with challenges every week. I want to provide you guys with tools for developing a great, successful, positive, happy mindset. And I want to help you guys grow each and every week. That's the title of this channel. You grow with me, and that's what I'm going to be here for. So thank you for listening. If you've made it all the way through and listened to this whole video, please subscribe and like this video. And I'm going to do my best to post every Monday and Friday every week to give you guys what I can to help you make positive changes in your life and live happy, live free, and achieve your dreams. Thank you.